Now, to be very honest, men are not behaving like princess. No more masculine man. It can't be like saying masculine men are not entering inside the extinction. A full-grown man with beard to enter a woman DM to toast her. He will show interest like 2 days, keep communication like 2 days, and not expect the woman to be the one keeping up with you. Who do you think you are, man? As Elon Musk. Who do you think you are? Princess Jezebel. No more masculine man anymore. What are they feeling like?
I'm gonna say it, and you're not gonna like what I have to say. You're not gonna like it, man. You're not gonna like it. Where are the real men at? I'm sick of it. They don't make men like they used to. I'm gonna say it loud and proud, because tell me why men these days, they don't want to do an oil change. They don't know how to change a tire. They don't know how to do anything. If Google doesn't know, babe, they don't know. Tell me why my dad knows every single thing to do with his hands. I could ask my dad to literally build a bridge for me to get to the other side of the road. That man will do it within 1 hour. You ask a man this day and age, hey, can you tell me how to check my tire pressure? Yeah, let me Google that. What do you mean you have to Google it? What do you mean you have to Google it, man? What do you mean? You are a man. This is what you're built for, babe. This is what you're built for, and you don't even know how to check my tire pressure. Please. I'm sick of having men that don't know how to literally use their hands. I'm sick of it. Be a man.
I guarantee you most of the straight guys you know in your life have done something pretty gay, and about half of them are like actually down to do stuff with dudes. I only know this because I'm one of them and I'm tired of it, so I've decided to out everybody. And it's not our fault, it started with our childhood. It's like the way you're raised, right? For me, for example, I was raised in a Christian household, and you're not really allowed to express the feelings if you have them towards the opposite gender, and it's labeled wrong and like literally a sin. But me and my friends growing up, like, it starts with like you're doing that in the same room, right? Then you share videos, and then like, yeah, we'd actually experiment and touch each other, and we went as far as like third base, right? Oral, and that was it. Like with 2 or 3 of my friends, and I guarantee you most of the children growing up in America had a very similar experience. They just won't admit it. And a lot of those guys moved on to just be like DL. So they still identify as straight because they're embarrassed of the label, but like they're down to do stuff with dudes. I'm convinced this is super common and everyone's way more gay than they're willing to admit. Do you guys have an experience with this, and did you have a similar childhood?
Now in 2023, do you think men are becoming more feminine?
Yes. These boys are sassy. This generation of men is sassy. Just sassy.
They be doing too much. The same way we be doing it, they be doing the same way.
It's sassy.
Same way we act.
You think in today's day and age, are men becoming more feminine?
What?
That's a hot topic.
I think men are more comfortable expressing themselves. If that's a way that's feminine, that's great for them. But I think that men should be comfortable expressing themselves in any way that's possible.
I'm so sorry to say this to all of my straight male friends, but like, when most women meet you, we will assume that you are probably dangerous. And when we're talking to you, even if we're hanging out and having a good time, in the back of our heads, we are always thinking, don't end up alone with this guy until you trust him. Don't end up in a bad situation. Be careful. Don't let him put something in your drink. Like, no matter how well we know you, we are always going to be a little bit, especially those of us who have been SA'd, which is way more of us than you guys want to recognize. We are always going to be thinking in the back of our heads, like if there was a situation where he could get away with it, he's probably not safe. I really, really appreciate when my straight male friends go above and beyond to let me know that I am safe around them. Like, they do things that are hyper conscious of my safety, like that show me that they are aware that I'm thinking about it too, and they're trying to make sure that I'm comfortable. For example, we're out late at night and they're like, let me walk you to your car so that you don't have to go alone. Do you want to bring someone else too? 3 people walking to the car, so I'm not alone with you in the dark, and I don't have to worry about more of you that are out and about that might come get me. Leaving the door open. Like if I'm in a session and I don't know you and there's an opportunity to leave the door open because we're in a space where that's okay. I love when dudes leave the door open because I know that I'm a little bit safer because there's some accountability there. If there's cameras, like having cameras, like things like that, just little things where men make it clear that they care about your safety. I don't know, I just think like a lot of guys just don't ever put themselves in our shoes, and I wish that they would.
Whenever these extreme feminist chicks say they hate masculinity, I think it's hilarious because what they really hate is the lack of masculinity. Because there's this huge misconception about what masculinity actually is. The guy that abuses women is lacking masculinity. The guy that cheats on you is lacking masculinity. A masculine man is not the cocky, loudmouth douchebag. That is nothing but an insecure little man that is trying to hide his insecurity by portraying confidence. Masculinity is seeing a guy trying to abuse a girl and fucking him up. Masculinity is staying calm in high-stress situations so that you can execute properly. Masculinity is being in control and aware of your emotions and assessing them so that you don't wrongfully act on them. But you see, the big issue is that guys that severely lack masculinity are very good at pretending that they have it. So a common scenario you might see is a girl starts dating this guy that comes off as very masculine, very confident, charismatic, good physique, maybe making good money. The reality is he's deeply insecure. He's not in touch with his emotions at all, so instead he hides from them and acts on them and can't control them. And eventually that comes out in the relationship because you can only pretend for so long. So then they break up, and now this woman thinks that that's what masculinity is. It's not. That was a guy that deceived you by pretending he's something that he wasn't.
New research shows that half of men feel pressured to be, quote, manly. The study, conducted by one poll on behalf of Lay Low, found that 8 in 10 men agree that there is societal pressure for men to behave in a certain way. You're probably wondering what other pressures men have. Well, 49% say there are expectations like knowing how to be, quote, handy around the house, and 48% say they feel forced to act a certain way in front of others. And get this, other men say they feel pressure to have a specific body type. In fact, this may be holding men back from being their true selves, as 29% admitted that they wish they could embrace their feminine side more. 31% of respondents say they feel particularly misunderstood when it comes to romantic relationships, and 28% also feel misunderstood by others regarding their sexual needs. It's important to find someone that allows you to fully be yourself. That's certainly a key to a healthy relationship.
I got you. Oh, you pay attention. Okay, Antonio, I need gas.
What are you telling me for?
The car needs to be pumped.
Okay, get to pumping. Toodaloo.
You know you don't touch no
Oh,
toys.
such a gentle woman. Here's the check. I didn't bring my wallet, I just brought my soul.
It's okay, babe, I got you.
Oh, soft boy era. So, babe, what are you planning on surprising me with your taxes? I mean, our taxes. I feel like we should take a trip to the LV store.
You want something out the store?
Can I get some lemonade?
They're purposely feminizing the men, because when you feminize men, you control society, because it's the men that go to war, it's the men that protect the women. And so when you feminize men, you literally remove the soldiers. The government and those at the top can get away with anything because it's the men that fight the tyranny. It's not the women. And I know that people are angry about this. I made a tweet which says the feminization of men is the greatest crime against humanity, and it got 71,000 likes. Why is the feminization of men the greatest crime against humanity? They provide for the women, they provide for their children, and they fight against tyranny. And so if we don't have strong men, society just crumbles.
Why have men become princesses? Please explain. Because we're out here walking on eggshells thinking, oh my god, if I say one wrong thing, he's gonna run. If I am not feminine enough, if I'm not enough of a chase, he's gonna run. Because they're like, no, I want it how I want it, when I want it. You know, I want to text you when I want to text you, I want to call you when I want to call you. And all of that is good and fine. But then if you're a little bit assertive as a woman, if you're like, you know, let's get to it, or what's the point, or you call them out on something, they're like, okay, I'm gonna move on to the next girl who hasn't called my bluff yet. And they are princesses, like they take, what, can they still take sarcasm? Where are the men? Where are they? I wonder. I think about it a lot because they have really been getting the princess treatment from women. Texting every day, good morning texts, good evening, good night. Girls, you're giving them the red carpet treatment, and what are you getting in return? You're getting ghosted and you're paying for your own drinks.
Y'all bullied men so much that they are all now banding together to enter their soft guy era. You bullied them and said that they're toxic if they're too masculine. Being a tough guy or a macho manly guy isn't gonna work for women. Well, you bullied them and it worked. And guess what? You aren't gonna be happy about the monsters beautiful monsters you created with all this drizzle soft guy energy entering the chat. Well, guess what, ladies? Who's gonna take out the garbage? The guys have all joined a pact together and said, it's your job to take out the garbage. Who's gonna be the passenger princess? Not you, it's him. All of these guys are joining together to now be in their soft guy era, and I don't think it's gonna change. In fact, expect more sass. Just when you thought you had too much sass in your relationship, just being you, more sass has entered the relationship. I don't know what y'all created, why you did this. Honestly, go for men. Good for you. As much as I love a manly man, I also love a man who is in tune with their feminine side, in tune with their emotions. I do think guys deserve it, just like we do. I would never ask something for myself that I wouldn't give in return. If I ask you to go get my water or go get me a snack, you better believe that I'm cooking you dinner and I'm doing your laundry. Frank here is a male cat, so he has also entered his soft guy era. Frank, what do you think? It's great?
This is a very serious topic. What happened to men? All men are becoming DL. All men are dressing up like women. All the women are becoming men. All the women are becoming men. And at that Met Gala just proved it all. Look at how all the women dress like women, but masculine. Look at all the men, feminine, no masculinity, but womanly. The way I'm about to be looked at, and most men are about to be looked at, especially as a black masculine man, myself, the way this world is headed and what is being shown, that all men are y'all can't see that? If you look at most of our men, black men, as celebs, they are all dressing like one. We are fucked. We are fucked. Women are more masculine, womanly, but manly at the same time. And men are straight feminine DLs. We are fucked and screwed, man. And this contributes to the outside world. You will feel the effects. And get this. You will. You will.
Why men are in their feminine state now across the world. What is the feminine state? Well, for a start, most men don't know. Women intuitively know the difference between the masculine and feminine state. But in a man, it's very difficult for him to know what the hell we're talking about when we say the feminine state. However, this occurred over 100 years ago between World War I and World War II. We went from a 10% divorce rate to a 40% divorce rate afterwards. And men came back after those conflicts very, very different. They went inside to deal with the horror and the trauma they experienced during the war. So when they came out, they were in their feminine state, uncertain, shell-shocked, probably PTSD, not able to express themselves, and went inside to deal with all of that. Then the next generation, the baby boom generation, modeled that behavior. And now men across the world go inside, shut down, close off. That's why men have a suicide rate 4 times that of women, because they try and deal with themselves. Men don't like to be handed a map. They like to sort it out themselves. And hence in doing that, they end up in a state of uncertainty, not a state of certainty, able to lead inside the relationship. And a woman can tell when her man is in that state. And gentlemen, a couple of clues to that are, you'll be whinging and moaning about her, you'll feel sorry for yourself, you won't have any clarity of direction or purpose, and you'll be feeling very much in self-pity. How to move out of that state? Learn what the masculine state is, learn how to get into that, and how to change that dynamic inside your body, because that alone shifts your oxytocin levels down and your testosterone levels up by as much as 40%, changing state.
I don't know what's going on or if anybody else can relate, but this generation of men want to be chased so badly, and I'm not about to do it, princess. I swear to you, they're looking for like good morning texts. They want flowers sent to their job. They want date nights planned. Like the last couple of guys that I've been speaking to or spoke to, they wanted me to chase them. And I promise you, you got the wrong one. These guys are in their soft girl era. What is going on?
Have you noticed that we now have a lot of feminine men? A lot of men are now sexualizing themselves even more than women. What is going on? I see a lot of men doing trying to be a woman. And I ask myself, what is going on? At this point, if you bag a masculine man, it's a trophy. Like if you bag a man, it's a trophy. Because I don't understand the see that all these men are acting like. I don't get it. I realized something. I think a lot of men actually feel that women have so much benefits, right? They feel like life is fair to women. If women go out there, cry, favor. That's what I feel like. So you see most of them trying to be feminine. But I realized that we have a lot of broke feminine men. The men who are feminine, who are successful, are like 10%. All the ones I am seeing are brokers. Now I want to ask all the feminine men. Now that you are behaving like a woman and doing woman things, Alpha, have you seen that it's not easy? I think one of the prayer points we have to put in our prayer point is, God, please bless me with a masculine man. A real masculine man. Not all this is here I'm seeing around me. What the heck? See you on my next episode, guys.
The soft guy era. Have you seen this? If you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's okay. I'm about to fill you in. From my understanding, this movement is a collective of good dudes who are fed up with being good dudes to scamming ass women. So now they are publicly committing to no longer being willing to be in a relationship with a woman who brings nothing to the table. I'm just saying, I've been in that boat, so I feel like I have a place to stand here. Hello, I'm Macy Nicole, host of Toxic Talk. I usually look out for the girlies, but today I'm looking out for the soft guys. I've been telling the girlies about Public Data Check for 2 years. Now, from my own personal experience, the reason I started using Public Data Check to get background reports of people that I was dating is because I ended up in a relationship with a convicted stalker, and had I known that before I got into a relationship with him, I never would have dated him in the first place. I feel like the stalking and the scamming goes hand in hand. My advice has always been, do a background check on somebody. It is not weird to know everything about the person before you go on the date. It's not weird, it's safe. If you're serious about this soft guy era thing, then that means you're taking your personal safety seriously. You want to be sure you're getting into a secure relationship before you get into it, so that you don't end up 3 months from now wondering how the heck you ended up in a relationship with little Sally who keeps somehow memorizing your credit card number. Public Data Check. There's a link in my bio. Anonymous background reports full spectrum. You need to use it. Keep yourself safe. Oh, and drizzle.
So instead we feminize boys by making them sit like little girls in circle time. And even little girls can't sit in circle time. Little boys who are between 3 and 5 years old have surges of testosterone almost as much as in adolescence. Wow. And so they need to run and jump and push and explore, and they're not getting to do that. Instead, they're sitting quietly and they're going crazy. So basically what we're seeing is distractibility in a lot of these little boys is just stress, because what we're doing is by forcing a little boy who's meant to be running and jumping and playing physically and learning about the world physically to sit quietly in circle time, the frustration tolerance is not there, right? So we're doing that to little boys and we're labeling them, and then if they can't sit in circle time, the school calls parents and says, your child has ADHD, we'd like to medicate your child. Right. So does that suit the schools? Of course it does. It suits the schools because they get a quiet little passive sedated boy.
I love the feminine men movement. I like the soft guy era shit. Paint your nails, wear dresses, whatever you gotta do, keep doing it. It's amazing to see because competition is eliminating itself. The less manly men out there, the better for me. The more alpha I see. I'm watching the game right now. I'm seeing how everything's playing out, but I think in the long run, just being a normal, regular man is gonna make you a standout. That's why I'm so supportive. It's like, yes, wear that skirt, wear that dress, be you. And when I hear dudes talking about how they refuse to pay for women's meals and don't believe they should have to be the provider, I'd be like, I hear you. And I respect it too, because the more y'all out there, the tougher y'all making me seem. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna pay. Like if I'm taking a girl out, I'm probably gonna pay. And I'm not gonna show up in a skirt either. I'm gonna show up in like a jeans, maybe a white beater, some casual shit. But y'all making me seem like an anomaly for doing like some normal shit. That's why I love it. I think more men out there need to truly embrace their femininity. You don't have to be super masculine. You don't have to believe in the traditional male roles. I enjoy it, but it's not for everybody. And some women really like that. Like some women go for feminine men. And I don't really go for those type of women. So to each his own. I really masterminded this shit because it's like everybody's focused on being so different that I'ma just be the same. And that's how I'ma stand out. You feel me?
Alright guys, so you can like femboys and not be gay. Like, you can be straight. Listen, hold on, wait a minute, hear me out, okay? Because as a guy, you're programmed to like anything that looks, breedable. So that's why when you're driving on the highway and you see a curvaceous rock formation, you feel some sort of way. It's not like you're attracted to the rock. That's the same shit with femboys.
These takes are always really amusing because they are actually so close to getting it. Because yes, something of a previous generation's notion of manhood and masculinity is being lost. But what they're missing is the historical context, because this is not a bug. This is not a problem unique to this particular moment. This is actually a feature, a part of the design of masculinity. We were complaining that men are too feminine back in 2004. Also in 1984, 1965, 1950, 1940, 1932. You can see that we were always blaming women for it too. 1922, 1910, 1902, 1993, 1886. And just for funsies, here's Hippocrates making the same complaint in 400 BCE. As an aside, if you want to see these in detail, just go to Twitter and look up Paul Ferry. Now, what makes those examples particularly interesting is not just that it is the same complaint being made over a period of 2,400 years. How these specific details that are referenced in the complaints actually goes to demonstrate how changeable masculinity is. Because there are the standard cliches, men are doing too much housework, they're being encouraged to be emotional. And there are the funny ones, like men should not wear corduroy pants, part their hair down the middle, or wear embroidered bathrobes. But then there are also those complaints that go a long way towards showing just how fluid gender is. Like the 1977 complaint that men aren't able to garden, or the 1886 complaint that it's the women who are talkative in public and not the men. On a similar note, the sports writer Joe Posnanski once wrote that every baseball fan is convinced that the game used to be perfect in the past. And when pushed to explain the moment when it was perfect, it is nearly always when that fan was 12 years old. before they began to question their heroes or recognize that they were real people with flaws, both their sports heroes and their own dads. That fantasy of a past masculine order that was perfect, that nostalgic desire for it, is the exact same. It is every bit as illusory and elusive because there is no there. Because if there is one consistent feature in all these iterations of masculinity, it's that it is never achievable, it is only ever aspirational. And that achievement is particularly impossible when it always lies in the past.